Hello, my YouTubers. This is your cameraman, James Rusty. Today is December 22nd, 2022, the second day of winter. And yesterday we had the first day of winter, and Christmas is around the corner. Yep, in about 3 more days. And this is the things I got yesterday when I was in the thrift store, like the Goodwill or Salvation Army. Yep. And today it's going to be about in the upper 40s, low 50s. And tomorrow it's going to drop down to about 25 in the afternoon. Also, it's going to keep dropping down to 10 or 9. Way on to Christmas Eve, it's going to be about 15 degrees, and then the low could be about 5 to 4 degrees. Christmas Day, it's going to be like about 23, 24 degrees, and then drops down to 10. And then by the beginning of January, it's going to keep going up a lot more with the temperatures going up, not going down. Yeah. So Merry Christmas, and there's a Christmas tree. So I bought my rooms a little bit. I got some bags, but I'll be fixing that eventually. Let's start with a couple of DVDs I got from Salvation when I was in the Goodwill. Here's like a Disney Western comedy of the Apple Dumpling Gang. This is a 2004 or 2005 DVD release of Apple Dumpling Gang with Don Knotts and Tim Conway. Co-stars with Bill Bixby, the best known for the TV show of Incredible Hulk. Susan Clark, yeah. Also has David Wayne, Slim Pickens from Blazing Saddles and Harry Morgan, and John McLover. And there was a following sequel to Apple Dumpling Game in 1979's Apple Dumpling Game Rides Again. And I do have the original 1980 VHS of Apple Dumpling Game, one of the earlier Neon Mickeys. This is the 2004 or 5 DVD release. You see, I like these Disney comedies. I got into that recently. When I was watching Gus or Double Max Doubling or even the Pollyanna. And here's an Alfred Hitchcock film on DVD. I don't mean Psycho or Vertigo or Rear Window. Here's Strangers on the Train with Farley, Granger, and Robert Walker. Warner Bros. Released it in 1951. And this DVD release is from 2004, and it has 2 versions in it. The final release version, not rated, and the preview version, 103 minutes long. I have Strangers in the Train VHS. That was released in Warner Home Video in 1983 in a clamshell with the 3 dots. That's my favorite 80s Warner Brothers logo. Comes with all the bonus materials about the movie. Yep. And here's some VHS tapes I got. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let's start with the Disney sports comedy of Gus with Don Knotts, Edward Asner, and Tim Conway was in it too. And Gary Glims. This is about when the mule plays football on like the team. Yeah, it seems like a good Disney film, but my favorite scene I like Tim Conway and the other guy were chasing after the mule around the supermarket. And I have Gus on VHS 1985. Originally it came out on VHS 1981. This is the 1997 release of it in a Don Knotts collection, along with the Apple Dumpling Game and No Deposit, No Return. This is going to be the 2000s reprint. This tape was printed on September 5th, 2003, when VHSs were actually dying at the time. And here's an unopened Sesame Street tape I got at the Goodwill yesterday. Getting Ready for School, 1993 reissue from Random House Home Video. Probably comes with the activity book about that. But I'm not going to open it. I'm going to put this on eBay in the very near future. I have the 1986 original release of Getting Ready for School in my Sesame Street Home Video series. Here's Why Heat, one of James Cagney's memorable role as Cody Jarrett. Made it, Ma, top of the world. It's one of James Cagney's memorable performances since Public Enemy in 1931. And it says highest rating. It says Burley really brilliantly gangster saga with Cagney in his most flammable role. It's set by Score H. Score by the movies on TV. This is the 1989 release of the Cagney and Bogart tapes, released in 1989. I'm trying to find the one from 1983 from the CBS Fox video in the drawer box packaging. I might have that for the very near future. I like the collecting rare Fox tapes of the drawer box packaging. I have White Heat on VHS from '89. I'm accidentally get the Key Video Shutter Spotlight release of White Heat, or early '86 reissue. When I used to get that with Public Enemy when I was in the thrift store in Jamaica, a long time ago. Here's Pinocchio, the Emperor of the Night, made by Filmation 1987. This is released from Star Master in probably about 95 reissue, but yeah, 1991. Originally, I have it in a New World video release of Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night. Show you what this tape looks like. Printed it on November 14th, 1991. And here's a final VHS tape for this update. It is Help with the Beatles, MPI home video release from 1987, around the time when the Lost Honeymooners episodes were just released in that series, around that era. Show you what this tape looks like. Here's the ink label. Yeah. I wish I had the original release of Help with the Beatles. Probably in magnetic, I don't know, Let It Be. I can't remember exact titles, but I will pick that up someday. Here's some books I got from the thrift store. It is The Little Golden Book of Jokes and Riddles. It was published in the year of, let me see, when this book came out. It was released in 1983. They got some jokes and funny parts of this book. It's got to be a 1986 reprint. I got a lot of Sesame Street Book Club books. It's called Molly Moves to Sesame Street. This was released in 1980 by Children's Television Workshop. Yep. Doesn't have all the famous Sesame Street characters, but they got, yep. Speaking about that, I see them, one of them now. Oscar the Grouch. Be a Bird Watcher, watching Channel 13. Here's Early Bird on Sesame Street, when Big Bird wakes up early. I think I used to have the Golden Book read along with the audio cassette. Carol Spanning provided the voice. I love the original Sesame Street. Don't be a grouch. Yeah. Down on the Farm with Grover. This was released in 1980. I love the original Sesame Street characters. Keep on Top of Things with Grover. Next one we got Special Delivery. I see Prairie Dawn or Betty Lou. This was released in 1980. I think it's Prairie Dawn, not Betty Lou. Don't be a grouch. And here's like the Little Red Hen. Also, I used to have the Sesame Street read-along from the Golden Book, released in it was released in the late 80s, early 90s. Something I used to have a long time ago when I was a kid. This was released in 1981. Don't be a monster. Here's What Do You Do? Released in 1981. This This is like the Sesame Street characters are doing different kinds of occupations, like job learning activities, like compared to the Disney Discovery series I have. Don't be a grouch. And next one we got Which One Doesn't Belong, and another puzzle from Sesame Street. This was released in 1981. And I have my Sesame Street Home Video series. Be a bird watcher. And finally, before we close this update, we got Sesame Street Treasury Book, Volume 1. This was released in 1983 by Children's Television Workshop. This is about all kinds of different activities. Yep. I love these Sesame Street books. So that's the end of this for today's update. And try to comment, subscribe, or ring the bell if you like this video. And so I'll see you next time when I have more updates. You just take care and have yourself a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Goodbye, folks, and stay safe from this cold weather tomorrow in Pennsylvania. Bye, folks, and Merry Christmas.